Good morning, peeps. Welcome to another vlog. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm about to pop up over to the shop, and we're off today to do another job that we haven't done on the camera, I don't think. We're going to be working on some storm drainage today. So let's get to the shop, let's get some food in us, and then I'm going to take you guys to the supplier, go through my material list so you know exactly what's going on, and then we're going to do some delicious plumbing. Let's go. Alrighty, peeps, so here in the truck with the homie G. Dad went out and got the supplies himself, but I just want to run you through what exactly we had to pick up for this job to work out. We're dealing with large diameter drainage pipe. We have some System 15 right here. This is 4-inch. If you look back there, we have a stainless steel sink. So we're installing a stainless steel sink as well as rerouting a couple of storm drainage. The factory essentially wanted was a stainless steel sink that had multiple wash units, so multiple faucets mounted to it, so that everybody goes on lunch, they don't have a big lineup in the washroom. They also have a wash station that people can go to, and you can get 5 people washing their hands at the same time. So we ended up getting a custom order sink over there. These things tend to actually rack up a lot of money. They're very expensive, but we're installing one of those, so we're doing the rough-in for that today. We're also going to reroute a couple of, like I said, storm drains as well. So we're getting that all done. We're heading out now. Let's have some fun. Oh, and by the way, peeps, you know what to do, baby. Let's go do some delicious plumbing. Peeps, I just want to pop into the studio so we can talk about what exactly is happening inside this rough-in right here. So Peeps, when we were asked to run the stainless steel sink, the first thing we had to do was figure out what drain we're going to connect to. So the first thing that my father had to do was figure out where exactly the pipe was, and what he found was a little cleanout that was right outside a bunch of washrooms. So this cleanout was actually run in order to clean out a very large section of pipe that had a lot of connections to it. So the first connection you would have was a water closet connection in a small little powder room, which had some sort of wet vent connection just like so. And then as you moved a little bit further, you had a couple of vanities, you had a few urinals, I think it was 2 urinals, and then you had an additional water closet connection just like so. So this entire drain right now was designed so that this 3-inch cleanout right here, you could throw a drain machine into it and snake the entire line out in case it got clogged anywhere along the line. So what we decided to do was now just extend the cleanout a little bit further down with a few different fittings. We cut the connection for the cleanout that came above the ground. We continued extending the line all the way down. We ran 2 45s, and then we also ran it up towards the wall, and this now is where the new cleanout that we had is now going to be installed. So we got rid of this old one just like so and made an entirely new connection, but we also added a floor drain just like this. And then at the end of the video, we ran a floor drain primer that went all the way up to the faucet connection so that if this floor drain isn't getting a lot of water, at least when somebody does run the sink, it's gonna be primed with a little bit of water. That way sewage gases don't get back into the building. So we ran everything at 3-inch because that's the size of the cleanout that we had. We also ran a 3-inch floor drain as well. And then this pipe comes all the way up as 3-inch as well, and that's the cleanout that we're gonna be putting in. We ran essentially a 3-inch line cleanout. So once the pipe comes above the ground, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna transition to system 15, which is the type of pipe we're gonna use above ground. ABS, the black pipe, is used underground. And in this line cleanout, if we needed to clean the drain, we would put a snake machine inside here and it would run the entire length of the drain, and all you would have to do is continue adding coils depending on how far you want to clean the drain. And the reason why we opted to put in this floor drain right here is because now there's going to be a lot of water that's going into the sink. At some point it's going to splash, water's going to get onto the floor, and our thoughts were, okay, if water gets onto the floor, there's literally nowhere for this water to go. So now at least when the janitor comes by to clean up and mop up, what he or she can do is mop up towards the floor drain and get any excess water inside there. So it's not too complex of a rough-in that you're seeing right here, but it was something I wanted to talk about so you knew exactly what our thoughts were getting into the project. So the second thing I wanted to tell you all is that we are eventually going to be rerouting a couple of storm drains like I was telling you all before, but there's one specific thing that's happening in this video that might need a little bit of clarification, which is this. The company is trying to put in a brand new crane system. So currently they have pillars that come up through the building just like so, and these are supporting beams that the building itself uses to make sure that the entire surrounding is staying upright. And what they're opting to do is actually get an additional beam that will come up parallel to the foundational beams, which will at some point basically be welded to the foundational beams just like so. Now the problem is that there's a storm drain on the face of this beam right here, as there are in other beams as well, and it's going to interfere with the new beam that they're trying to put in, and that's the whole reason for this. So initially what we were asked to do was come in and just reroute the base of this storm drain because the base kind of interferes the most out of it. But what eventually we had to opt to do was not only do the base but do the entire thing going all the way up and to the roof just like so. So they want us to run it on the opposite side of the beam. In this video right here, what you're gonna see is us trying to reroute just the base of the storm drain in order to get this project started, because the company that's doing the breaking and the cementing is coming in the following day in order to do the cementing. So we didn't have enough time to run the drainage pipe all the way up through the roof in this video, but what we are doing is relocating the base of all of these storm pipes that are interfering so that they can at least come in and cement them, and then we can later start rerouting them above ground. So now that that's clarified, enjoy the rest of the video.